reflected on this multiple times before. I know that they are Minnesota, but are also NorCal. I don't know how that works. Or SoCal, sorry.
SoCal. Okay, so like, does Atreus like? Do they go to school in Minnesota?
It's something like they're in California and Minnesota on both PRs, if I'm not mistaken. And
oh, okay. I did not know that you could be in 2 PRs at once.
But
okay.
On this Palutena, also the victor last year of Cross Slasher.
Oh, okay.
Winning it over players like Atata, like Ploopy.
Ooh, even Atata? Oh,
even
man.
Atata, dude.
In fairness, like I guess Palutena does kind of poop on Ness a little bit there.
Yeah, but anyway, I think Solarose has a massive task in front of her if she wants to go on in this bracket. This is the 1 seed against the 32 seed. This will be another winner's top 32 qualifier. Solarose has a lot to prove right now and a great back air.
I love the fact that at the Phantom Night Out, and then Atreus was like, oh, the counter, and then ends up getting punished for that. So really good on Solarose, really using a lot of her like utilities just to like, honestly, you got to play that mind game with Palutena sometimes. Zelda has some pretty good get-off-me options, but Palutena's really good at getting some back airs and some like spacing with the Nair. So a back air into like the blast zone is going to be an Atreus 75% lead stock.
And that's something we've seen Solarose throw a lot, especially when we were seeing her in the doubles, where she got second today in doubles.
Congratulations, guys.
Is that she uses that Phantom Knight not just to hit the hits, obviously, with the Phantom Knight, but to force you to pick an option. Whether it's trying to counter the Phantom Knight, whether it's trying to jump over the Phantom Knight. Like, all Zeldas want to do that with the Phantom Knight. Solarose just does it better. She's just better.
So I want to just shout out, I'm so glad, like, both Solarose and like Archetypes are here because like I think a couple years ago I had like commentated a set when I was but I traveled to, I think it was somewhere in Illinois, but like I got to commentate like at least her set, and it's just so fun to watch like Zelda's like it's so fun to watch good players play.
Oh,
but it's so fun to watch like Zelda's and King DDD's play, because like you get to see things that like a lot of people don't think of, just like that, which is you're still at 123%. It doesn't matter because Atreus lost his stock there. But unfortunately, Solarose is going to drop her stock, going to be on the last stock for this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, eating that back air there from Atreus. Atreus does so good at just like positioning himself so that he's able to catch this Zelda edge guard. Jumping over the Knight yet again, Atreus doing a fantastic job so far of making sure that Solarose's Knight play is not the primary factor in this game.
And you saw like just like Solar Flare just being able to like cancel out that Phantom Knight for coverage, and normally you'll see Solarose using that to cover her recoveries. So really good on Atreus being able to catch that, but that's good. Like you said, it's going to be a really big challenge for Solarose because Atreus kind of has her covered right now. 114%, hasn't been able to damage him at all, and letting her go back on the stage, just trying to get the really good sweet hit to get that to take this game.
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Atreus as far as ledge trap goes. Like, we're seeing a lot of that down tilt, putting a ton of pressure onto Solarose, forcing her to pick an option, maybe before she's ready, and then Atreus able to punish when he can, getting all this extra credit. However, that Knight has done a lot of work for Solarose when it's hit, and right now, getting an F-smash read to Solarose.
Not impossible, but at 128 with Palutena having some pretty solid close range options and some pretty decent like zoning tools, it's going to be a challenge for Solarose. And the dash attack?
Yeah, that dash attack will be taking it for Atreus. I talked about it a bit when we had the CRB set earlier, but Palutena as a character is just kind of like so fundamentally sound, and when these players come up that are fundamentally sound, like Atreus, like CRB, it's so hard to not just pull the game back from the jaws of defeat, but make the upset because they're kind of built to stave that off.
Yeah, and I think that's like one of the things that like a lot of people like, and this is coming from like a lot of the newer players graduating and stuff, or just finding games. There are going to be characters that are easy to up play as, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be. And I think Atreus is like a prime example of like someone who can pick up in relatively easy character, but master that to the point where it's just like you're really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 50% already, and it hasn't been 15 seconds. Atreus just putting on the pressure, understanding that a lot of those close range options are going to be his bread and butter. Bread and butter. Using Furiori's win to get back onto the stage.
Yeah, we see, like, there are generally speaking, there are 3 ways to deal with the Zelda Knight, right? There's jumping over it, there's countering it with some sort or reflecting it, and then there's also hitting Zelda before the Knight comes out. And Atreus is utilizing all 3 to the fullest advantage, mixing up every time he's, like, does one,
like
shielding,
that. Yeah.
Sometimes he shields it, sometimes he goes around it, sometimes he goes over it, sometimes he counters it, sometimes he just hits Zelda. And it's so hard for Solarose when she doesn't have a read on what you're going to do.
And I forgot, Palutena has Reflect. So that just adds more insult to injury. So, like, Solarose is really playing from, like, at the bottom of the hill right now.
Yeah, from someone who has not watched a lot of Palutena Zelda, this matchup does not seem very good for Zelda. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, no. You can see how tough it is, especially with just getting close. Like, again, Zelda doesn't have as many close-range options, and down tilt is going to take that stock there from Solarose. So Atreus has the stock lead, 81%. Getting a little bit more pressure onto Zelda, has her on the ledge, back up to the stage here. Phantom Knight on deck, and Atreus really patient with his recovery.
Yeah, that's something that's, I think, impressing me the most. I've not watched a ton of Atreus play before.
You said pressing?
Impressing.
Impressing, thank you. All right, sorry about that.
Something that's impressing. Oh, and I think that's impressing me the most about Atreus so far in this set. That his patience is so much in this matchup so far with how he has to play Zelda's game and able to not only play Zelda's game but excel at Zelda's game.
Oh, so like, sorry, I had to, yeah, and absolutely. One of the things that I'm just noticing too, like, Solarose, or rather Zelda as a console, like, you need to be able to have them game. So once you get Zelda into a really precarious situation, it becomes a lot harder to set up any of her shenanigans, like when it comes to like Phantom Knight. Didn't fire. So what a down throw to the back air, and that's gonna do it with 2 stocks remaining. Atreus not even sweating.
No, that looks like a day at the office for Atreus, let's be honest.
Oh, man. It's like, you know, a lot of Chicago players are going to be like, oh, we got to get this guy out of here. Solarose going to be dropping onto the loser's bracket. Atreus going to top 32 already.
Yeah,
so
and
there's that.
Looks like he's got a date with Kilogram Hours coming up in the top 32, so that'll be a set and a half to watch.
Ooh,
but
that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that'll be